Hey, welcome back, Teacher Entrepreneur Frenzies. We are sitting here as your co-host. I'm Jess. Amanda sitting across from me. She's throwing confetti around. I don't know why. Maybe because she's moving soon and she's just gonna party once she gets to South America. I'm just guessing. I'm sitting in front of a cup of coffee and it says, "What's your story?" I don't know. I just love it because it's chalk and I'm a teacher and hello. I'm also wearing a dark brown shirt and it matches it says I always wear my helmet and it's like a weird Star Wars character. They all wear helmets. So I think now Amanda's also doing jazzercise or some sort of exercise movements. Check out our YouTube channel, Two Wacky Teacher Entrepreneurs Style. Now Amanda's completely disappeared and I don't think she even knows it. Oh, she's back. Oh, now she's working out. Yep. Now she's really jazzercising. So you guys should check this out. Today, this is the title of our episode. You're not actually competing with everyone. How to stand out when the market feels impossible. And what we wanted to do was a little episode on market saturation. And we have a lot of ideas about this, like kind of floating around, just how everybody is kind of in this scarcity mindset of like, oh, my business is being replaced by AI. I'm going to be replaced by all this content. AI is making, 2 million videos per second now. And I'm going to get erased and kind of like instead of thinking of it like that, like what would be some positive ways of seeing this and why the market isn't saturated, uh, because there's only one of you really, and how can it be saturated if there's only one of you out there? Now Amanda has like one of those balancing ball things that like if it was bigger, it's the kind that pregnant ladies sit on when they're like getting ready for labor. And yeah, this is gonna be a party-filled episode. So let's begin. All right, welcome back to our episode. Again, we're kind of talking about how it just feels like the market's saturated. And now we used to have each other as competitors. We used to have other teacher entrepreneurs as our competitors out there selling similar products to us. But now Amanda's so out of breath because she's working out so hard right now.
So tired.
You should really check out our YouTube channel. All right. So now the question is we have another competitor, and the competitor is AI and the people generating products and ideas and content using AI. Just this morning, I sent Amanda a video and I was like, Amanda, look at this video. And then Amanda, she liked it too. Like it was like this heartwarming video about what it was like growing up in the 80s and 90s, like we did, not having all this technology destroying our lives. I mean, we didn't grow up with cell phones. We grew up riding our bikes outside and playing in dirt. And we didn't grow up with Spotify and Apple Music and all this stuff. Like we collected CDs from Columbia House and BMG and or I don't know what it was called. Maybe it was BGM. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, it was this really cute video, and I sent it to Amanda. I think she's trying to pull it up on her phone, but it's not. Oh, there it is. There's the kid from the video. And to me, it seemed pretty legit. I was like, dang, did Spielberg do this? This is amazing. Amanda sends it to her kid, and her kid is instantly like, it's fake. It's AI. Which I mean, like, here I am thinking I'm pretty savvy, thinking I'm pretty smart, thinking I can tell the difference. And I'm like sending this video out like it's, Halloween candy to people. Like, check out this video, check out this video. I love this video. And now it just might be some, what is the term for like AI garbage or something? I don't know. My husband sometimes says it. It's like a really funny word. But, anyways, that this is a thing. Like, this is kind of like worrisome that we're out here trying to create content, trying to create lessons, trying to create products. But now we have AI also creating content, lessons, products. And it's just, I don't know. Amanda, what are some thoughts going on in your head about this right now?
Well, I'm just so shocked at how like real this video is. I think a lot of people don't realize that AI can create like human looking, like you can't even tell that it's not real. Like you can't even tell that it's not AI. And I actually did ask my kid, like, how do you know? That it's AI because it looks like real kids, you know. But one of the things they said was that it's too perfect, which is kind of weird because if the marketplace is being saturated by content created by AI, to me, like it used to be you could tell, like you could tell because it didn't look very good or it was kind of messed up. But AI is getting so good that you might not even be able to tell that a slideshow was created by AI or that a video was or a picture or an email that you get from an influencer you follow. You won't even know that they used AI to create that email. And it is scary and it does feel like we're drowning in AI content. And at this point, we don't even realize it's AI content.
Now, here's something that came up on my Claude search, and here I am using AI to formulate my own thoughts. Hello, what am I now, a robot? But anyway, it says three things that differentiate you and your business from AI and everyone else. Like this is how to make yourself special, how to make yourself stand out if you are having this scarcity mindset, or maybe you're feeling a little negative, like, oh, what's the point of doing anything anymore? Because I can't compete. I can't compete with something that generates products in 2 seconds. And here's a few things to think of. Number one, you have a story. Nobody has your exact path, your specific classrooms, your particular failures in life. Nobody has, like, everybody's a Rubik's cube. Nobody actually has that same set of colors lined up. And so you do have, and that, look what it says behind me. It says, "What's your story?" And I did not even plan that. This is just creepy coinky dink kismet happening right now. So the next thing is you have your opinions. Bland content blends in, but a genuine point of view always cuts through the other side. And I do think like that is something I notice about AI content. And that's the way I can tell that maybe it is like there's not enough edginess when it comes to opinions. Like it's all very cookie cutter feeling, not a lot of customizations when you're looking at it. I don't know. And then your people, when you niche down, like say your niche could be like just niching down more, like AI doesn't understand that. So example, like first year special education teachers who want to leave the classroom because they want to build a business or something. Like that's very specific. AI doesn't really have those capabilities of getting like really deep into a niche and really understanding those people because AI's never worked as a human in a building with those people. So, and I feel like, I keep thinking of my own business and things I'm interested in and what I go through. And I feel like my true niche should be like me, which is a teacher librarian dealing with a lot of weird behaviors because I have 1,000 students. I'm seeing 1,000 different personality types and very bizarre behaviors out there happening. And I'm learning how to navigate all of those. And I don't know if AI could pick up on something that strange and bizarre. So, what do you think of these three things? Telling your story, having a unique opinion about things, and then really niching down, finding your people that are hard to identify without real life experience.
I love all of that. And it sort of reminds me of this book called Superfans by Pat Flynn that I read and I really loved. And it helped me develop my um, um, abundance mindset. Like that, like I just think that a lot of people out there that are trying to make it as an entrepreneur, a digital online entrepreneur, or an influencer. Maybe they're trying to become an influencer. It's all about numbers. But I do feel like you have to remember, and teachers, like if you get 25 views or you know what I mean? Like that seems like a very small number, but I do think that thinking about it in terms of like picture those people in a room. That's 25 people in a room that are like with you, and like listening to you and I feel like that's a big deal. And I'm always talking to you about that because you have those big, tens of thousands of follower numbers. And I feel like when you get really big and you get all of those numbers, you forget like to picture like that's a stadium, like of people. And hopefully they're all real people and not AI consuming your content, but maybe they are because there's like AI agents now out there emailing and doing work for various real people. And yeah, I don't know.
Okay, here's something I want to throw these by you now. Here's like in the next segment, Claude is recommending we talk about moves that work right now as a teacher entrepreneur, like dealing with this. And I'm wondering what you're going to think about some of these. I think you're going to hate them, honestly. I think you're
Uh-oh.
not going to like this list, but let's see. Number one, being polarizing on purpose and saying things that other people won't say. Number two, showing your face and your process, not just your products. Three, owning a very specific problem instead of solving everything for everyone else. What
Hmm.
does that even mean? Like owning a very specific problem, like saying like, oh, this is a problem I have, and then just seeing who else has it too, instead of being like, I can solve all your problems because we've been trained as teacher entrepreneurs to just solve the teacher's problems. If you solve a problem, you'll make money. But they're saying you should just own a problem instead of trying to solve it and then just talk about that problem that you're owning up to. So I think that's interesting and weird. And then this is something you said last episode, collaboration over competition, how standing to next to the right people can elevate your business. So what do you think about any of those? Like especially being polarizing on purpose, saying things others won't. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I could see why you would say I would hate that because I think that is what the internet is right now. It's just like everyone is trying to be seen. And saying things that are controversial or like clickbait, I really don't like that. But I do think that just being authentic and like I never did like that whole marketing strategy of like solve your customers' problems. I'm like, I'm never going to solve the problems that teachers face. Like, never. Like, that's the government's job. That's the school district's job. And so I always kind of hated that. Like, I could solve all your time problems, like, because that's what teachers are really lacking is time. And that was like, that's a big pain point, for teachers. But just because you buy a unit of mine on Teachers Pay Teachers doesn't mean I'm going to solve your time problem. Um, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts.
Okay, so it says we should do a hot take round now, and let's see, here's some ideas for that. One thing, is there any one thing that's accidentally made you or your product stand out? Like something you weren't planning
Oh,
for this
yeah.
to happen, but something stood out and it was kind of like, oh, that's why you like my stuff? Could you share that?
Um, well, the first thing that came to mind was like one of the first products I ever made on TPT, which is my best-selling product and still is. Like it's like 10 years, that this product has made me most of the money that I make on Teachers Pay Teachers. And it's really weird because the year that I created that product was the worst year of my teaching career. And I created it because my class, I had taught third grade at the time, and I had to teach government and like how the American government works and like the branches of government. And this class was such a nightmare. And I was just like, how am I going to get this class to like pay attention? And so I created this government simulation and like I don't know, like those don't exist on TPT. Like I think mine's like the only one or something. And so like that's why I just got lucky. So I don't know if that answers your question, but like I mean, I'm not a social studies teacher anymore. Like that's not what I'm known for at all. But people love that product. And it happened accidentally. It was like, I need this for myself. Let me put it on TPT too. And I haven't updated it, and people still give it like 5-star reviews, and like it's still like really old school. Like I use like the clip art, like that lady that made millions. What was her name that she had
Deanna
all the
Jump,
cute, no, not Deanna Jump. It was the other
Creative
lady.
Clips.
The
No.
the cute little character, kids
Yeah.
characters. I forget.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's a good one. I like it. I
what
would
about
say for
you?
I think, like I've only really had success on social media, not with a specific product. I mean, my products all did good. I didn't have one that jumped out ahead of the others. They've been kind of like pretty much anything I put out, I get decent sales with. I just don't put out much stuff. But I think that one thing that accidentally made me stand out is just being on social media. And I would pretend like people watching me were like my best friend and I would talk to them like that. And I didn't expect that's how I got over the nerves of putting my face out there. I didn't expect people to love that, but I would start memorizing like I was on these different apps like Periscope and Blab, and I would start memorizing people that came into the audience. I'd memorize their names and things about them, have little chit chats with them. So, like, treating my customer like they're one of my friends, that really has helped grow my businesses. Like, no matter what I try, it's usually pretty successful. And I think because I have this, customer base of people that do feel like they are my friends. And some of my customers I even exchange Christmas cards with. I mean, I have a long-standing relationship with a lot of people. And I think it's this whole mindset that it's not someone to get money out of, but just everyone out there is a potential friend. And I think that's kind of a weird thought. All right, here's the next question. Are you ready?
Yeah.
One thing you see teacher entrepreneurs do that makes them invisible.
Huh?
Can you think of anything? Yeah. See,
Oh,
I don't think you scroll social media enough to notice.
I'm off of there. I don't
But
really.
I'm just saying, I don't think it has to do with social media, but when I hear one thing teacher entrepreneurs do to be invisible, like I have seen this a lot in the forums. I see when I say forums, I mean Facebook groups like Wally's. I see people say, "Oh, I just started my TPT store. I have 30 products and none of them are selling." And I will often go in and audit their TPT store and try to give them advice. And one thing I see is like, they expect that they're going to make $1 million off of like 30 products, but those products obviously didn't take very long to make. When I go look, it's usually like they have 30 word searches with different topics, or things that are easy to replicate. And I do think that makes you invisible to the TPT search engine. If it's just so easy, like word searches, letters, signs, posters, things that don't have a lot of academic content. You don't, I don't know. Like I tried making posters once and they did not go over very well. But like my lesson plans that are really meaty with a lot of information in them, those go over pretty decently. So anyway, that's one thing I see on TPT and in social media. One thing I see is just people like jumping on trends and they're just cringy trends to begin with. Right now, there's a trend and it's teacher hot takes. I did this trend maybe like a year ago, but it's coming back where you type in all your hot takes and they're supposed to be controversial, but everything I'm reading is really not controversial. Like I read one yesterday by a really famous lady, and she said, "Here's my hot take. Yelling at kids isn't classroom management." And it's like, well, duh. Like everyone, like, duh. Like who does think yelling at kids is, I mean, I get what she's saying, is that a lot of people do feel that way, that when they raise their voice, the kids are listening. Sometimes they do listen, sometimes they don't listen. But like, how is that a hot take? There's this whole thing right now of hot takes. And so I think that when you jump on a trend and you actually don't have anything unique to say, sometimes it can be a little bit make you invisible. Like you're just blend in. Like I noticed that this person has over 100,000 followers, but only 25 people like that post, which I know we're talking about numbers with 25 people or something, but it's also compared to the whole, she was ignored by the algorithm. And it wasn't because it was just something that she was trying so hard to jump on. I don't know. Hopefully she doesn't listen to our show. That would be really embarrassing.
Well, I feel like it's like the wrong approach. Like, how can I stand out? Like, I hate that question. I don't even want to
Yeah,
stand out.
yeah,
I don't want to stand out. I just want to find my people.
yeah,
I feel like that's kind of how I've reframed it because
yeah.
that's why I left social media because I felt like it was impossible to really, stand out amongst, like, I felt like, yeah, like I was drowning among all these other really, like, quote unquote, in my mind, better, more like teacherpreneurs that just had better, like, I don't know. I have imposter syndrome, so I thought they were better. I'm thinking of like this, a couple of these sellers that are very successful and well known, and you can tell, like, if you go to a store how many followers they have, you know what I mean? Like, and like how many reviews they have. Like, you could tell who a big seller is or someone who's made a lot of money versus someone who, isn't really ranking at, like me. I don't think I even have one product that ranks on page one at this point. I think all my products are on page two. And I know that through YDP. And so I'm like, I'm okay with being invisible, um, to everyone. Like, I really am. I just want to find the people who are my people. Like, it's okay if I'm invisible to everyone else. I'm actually glad because then I don't have to worry about haters.
And performing constantly.
Yeah. So, like, I think it's just a reframe. Yeah. That's what's helped
And
me.
then actually the whole episode is supposed to end in this big reframe of stop trying to beat everyone, including AI. Like just stop trying to beat AI. And I
Mhm.
think that is, I don't know, thinking about some of my friendship groups right now, this is a hot topic. They are all teacher entrepreneurs and they all have one thing in their mind. AI is evil. We got to beat it. How are we going to do it? I mean, this is a big thing. Stop trying to think that way and just start being undeniably you. And I think that's kind of cool. I think
I love
everyone
that.
should be themselves, even though sometimes you have to just admit, like, not every personality type is going to shine in every arena. There's somewhere that you do shine as a teacher entrepreneur because of those things we were talking about, your story, your background, the different struggles that you've had, things you like and don't like. That's a unique combination of you. And yeah,
Your
anyway.
experiences. Also, I just want to end with this. Is that the end? Okay. So we used a outline using Claude for this episode, which, we're really immersing ourselves in AI here. And I just want to say something, and this is probably controversial, but I kind of want to find out how these AI videos are being made. And I want to make a video with AI versions of us.
But wouldn't that require us to give permission for AI to be using our likenesses and our videos? Like,
I don't know. I wanted to
what if
see what
all
you
of a
would say.
sudden they turn us into Republicans and we're like, I vote Trump every single time. Trump, 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 Trump. I mean, what if that happened?
I
Would you
don't
be
know.
okay with that?
No, I would not. And like,
See?
I've even played with Speechify. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it can make an AI voice of you.
Oh, and you're supposed to in case you get a weird disease that you can't talk anymore. Have you heard about that?
No,
Lou Gehrig's disease, this really famous teacher entrepreneur got it. And he used that to create, because now he has no voice because of the disease. He used that and now he makes videos using his AI voice. Isn't that cool?
that is a really cool story of like how AI can help someone who's disabled or like who has, that's so cool. I didn't like the voice. It didn't sound like me. I mean, it kind of did, but like it was
Yeah.
really
It's
weird.
not perfect, but they said that you need to upload a lot of your content to for it to really get all of your afflictions and
What if I just, this is kind of a funny idea, but like, what if we created like a little episode where it was our AI voices in part
that would
of
be
it?
so funny.
I think it would be really cool. Okay,
We
just think
should.
about it.
Okay. Namaste.
Namaste.